Hey, my name is Ken. We're going to go into the next topic. Before I do, there's a couple of housekeeping things I'd like to take care of. First of all, in the food video, which is the video I made previous to this one, I forgot to say that after you put your oxygen absorbers in the bag and you seal the bag, you need to let them stay out for a couple of days and check on them to make sure the oxygen absorbers are working. Make sure that the bags are starting to get smaller in size or collapsing before you pack them away. The second thing is I'm going to try to stop doing all the distracting things that I've been doing in the previous videos, like saying and okay. We'll see how it goes. It is what it is. All right, let's get busy. You ever seen this formula right here? No, maybe you've been out of school for a while, or maybe you've never seen it at all, but this is the formula for speed. This is what it looks like when you write it all down. Speed equals distance divided by time. The way we're going to use that formula today is distance equals speed times time. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you and I are close friends and we're separated by a 3 hours drive. What I would like to do is, because it's your anniversary, I'm going to invite you and your spouse or significant other to one of my favorite restaurants. And for each of us, it's an 1.5 hour drive. Okay, so in this 1.5 hour drive, our average speed is 65 miles an hour. So here it is right here. If we travel an 1.5 hours at 65 miles an hour, that means we're going to drive 98 miles. And we'll say 100, just 100 to make it easy. So if you can walk 20 miles a day, it will take you 5 days to make it home. 5 days. Now, previously I said I was talking about McVsog and how I think that is the best special operator unit that preppers should emulate. And the reason I say that is because they're in the field for days and days, and they have everything they need on their back. And what they have is what they have. So what my question is to you is, if we're at the restaurant and while we're at the restaurant, the worst of the worst events happen and there's an EMP and we have to walk home. The question becomes, do you have everything you need in your bag? Because in your bag is everything you have. And if you only have a bag that is 30 pounds wet, do you think you and your spouse or significant other can make it home 5 days walking on just that bag? And what I'm saying is, for the average person, the answer is no. No, you're not going to make it. I don't think I can make it. Even with all my training and experience, I don't think I would be able to get my wife and myself home on a bag that was only 30 pounds wet. Now the problem here, and I hear it a lot, is it's too heavy. it's too heavy. Well, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. Your bag needs to weigh enough to ensure that you can actually get to where you're going. And every time you go somewhere and you have your get home bag in your vehicle, your get home bag is worthless if you don't have everything you need in the bag. If it's going to take you 5 days to walk home, then you should plan on 6 days, and you should have 6 meals. So let's go back to the Mac v. SOG guys and the heavy subject. What's too heavy? Okay, well, John Stryker-Meyer wrote a book about his experiences in SOG, and one of the things he said was he carried 620 rounds or cartridges of 5.56. That's 16 pounds. He also carried 12 grenades, 12 fragmentation grenades, about 4 smoke grenades, and then some of those guys were carrying claymores. That's it's a pretty significant load. And on top of that, they carried as many as 6 canteens. Well, how many gallons of water is that? And a gallon of water weighs 8 pounds. So, how much does that weigh? Now, we haven't even talked about food yet. So, that's why I say we should emulate the Mac v. SOG guys. Because they were carrying everything they had, and everything they had was everything they needed. Now, it doesn't matter if you're going to do a bug out, you have to use your get home bag, maybe you're in the militia and you're planning on going on patrol for several days. It really doesn't matter. You need to plan appropriately. You need to plan appropriately. And if that means that your bag ends up weighing 50 to 60 pounds, according to how much water there is in it at the time, if that's how much it weighs, because that's how much you need to stay healthy and make it home, then that's what you need to carry. And that's really all there is to it. Now, I hear some people say, well, I'm going to hunt and I'm going to trap. Well, I don't plan on doing that for 2 reasons. Number one, how many times have you gone out and hunted and you got skunked? You didn't get anything. You're out for all those hours and you didn't see one darn thing. So how successful are you going to be hunting and trapping? I don't intend to do that. I intend to walk every day without distraction, except for getting water. Now, I carry a gallon of water. It might actually be a little bit more than that, but I do carry a gallon of water, and it's my intention to walk from water to water. I don't want to search for water. I want to walk to a point where water's at and refill all my containers so I can continue. And yeah, that's heavy. But guess what? I'm trying to get home. I'm not going hunting. I'm not going camping. I'm not going out to learn how to trap or any of these other things. I don't want to waste any time hunting and trapping or searching for water because I only have 1 container and I'm lucky if I have 1 liter of water in it. I don't want to do that. I want to walk. Every moment that I have, I want to walk, trying to get home. I don't want to waste any time. I don't want to waste any energy. So if walking is your goal, or patrolling's your goal, or whatever the case may be, then that's what you need to focus on. You don't need to be focusing on trying to find food. You will have to find water, but that's okay. Hopefully you'll have a map in your vehicle or in your bag, and hopefully you learn how to read a map. If you don't know how to read a map and use a compass, that's something you need to learn how to do, lickety split. Looking at your map, you walk from water to water. I walk to water during the day. That way at night, I can purify my water and refill all of my containers. Then tomorrow, I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk to water again. If you're doing anything more than that, then you're wasting time. A 5-day walk could easily turn into 10 days, and that's what you want to avoid. You want to avoid extending the amount of days it takes you to get home or to get to your bug out location or whatever the case may be. So hopefully using this formula, before you go anywhere, you're going to try to determine, or you will determine, how many days food you need in that bag. Once the food is in the bag, you just leave it in there. That way, if you have it, you'll have it when you need it. As I said in the earlier video, the longest walk that I had for work was 200 miles. 10 days. So I have enough food in my pack to last me 12 days, just in case. And I hope that you will begin to change your thinking about what this is all about. That you'll change your way of thinking about, we need to get past the idea that if you have to walk for 5 days, that if you have a bag that's 30 pounds wet, you're okay. If you have a bag that's 1/3 your weight, you'll be okay, because you may not be okay. You may not be okay at all. If the goal is to be successful, you need to plan for success. So once again, the formula is hours divided by speed, or excuse me, that was incorrect. Sorry about that. Hours times speed equals distance. And then you take the amount of distance divided by 20 miles a day, and that will tell you how many days you're going to be walking. So, how serious about this are you? I don't know, but I'm hoping you are pretty serious about it. If you truly believe that the worst could happen and you could get stuck out on the road somewhere and you're going to have to walk home, then you need to be prepared to make it. And stop worrying about this weight issue. Yeah, it sucks. Carrying a lot of weight sucks. It's painful. But here's the deal. The more days you carry that ruck, the lighter it's going to get because you're eating. And the more days you walk, the easier it's going to become. So that's my suggestion to you. Don't worry about how much your bag weighs. Just make sure you have enough in it to do what it is you need to do. Because when it comes time, everything you have is in that bag. And hopefully everything you need is in that bag. I hope you have a blessed day.